Today I'm giving an update on how things are going with our family after almost a month of school. If you watch the daily vlogs I post, you will already know some of this, and some of this is totally new information. I am going to start with Tessie. It seems like we have found a good fit for Tessie now that we are almost a month into the school year.
No, those ponies are from Dollar. Maggie, okay, yeah. You take the purple ones, she can have the pink ones, okay? Are you gonna line yours up like she is? Tony. Hi, puppy. Yes, go cuddle. Come on, Tony.
It took a couple weeks to get everything worked out. If you don't know the story already, we tried putting Tessie in a regular classroom with a para, and it was for K Club. So K Club, if you're in Michigan or young kindergarten, basically it's where you are in kindergarten twice. It's what James did. The other kids didn't do it because I am not from Michigan. I had never heard of it till I was in Patrick's little kindergarten introductory meeting, and that was the first time I heard of it, and I was sitting there like, I wish we had done that with him because I think it would have been really good for him. Back to Tessie. I knew we wanted to try K Club with her, and everyone was really optimistic, but she lasted about 2 hours. She just could not sit in her seat and do the things that were already expected in a kindergarten classroom. She's now in an autism classroom in another school. With her, there's 3 girls and 3 boys, which if you have experience with autism classrooms, you know that that can be kind of unusual. Maggie was usually the only girl in her classes, and it's cool. They're all kindergartners, and it seems like it's a really good fit. The one little issue we've been having each day is Tessie wakes up and she is really excited and happy. She wants to get dressed. She is standing by the door, bringing us to the door when it's not time to go yet. It's a little bit hard because the other kids go to school first. She's settled into the idea that they leave about half an hour before she leaves because my mom usually drives them to school, but she's still not super happy that she has to wait, and she lets us know by like bringing anyone who walks by her over to the door and standing there and just being super ready and excited to leave. And we go, we drop off Maggie. Tessie fusses a little because she's not super excited that we have to drop off Maggie first, and Maggie goes to school, and then we take Tessie over to her school. This has to be the hardest transition of the day. Tessie has been away from me a lot. When she was a baby, I used to go to the gym and she would stay in the nursery, and then she went to school starting when she was 2. So she's used to me dropping her off at school and saying goodbye to her. Up until this point, it has never been a problem, but I think after a year and a half of the pandemic, she got really used to being with me all the time. And so it's really clear when we get to school that she wants to go to school. She jumps out of the car. She literally runs to the front door. I don't even hold her hand, and they meet us at the door. The thing is, Tessie knows that I'm going to leave, and so she races to the door, so excited, crying, and they hand her a piece of therapy, and she grabs it and she runs into the school with her paras or her teacher, whoever meets us at the door that day. But she is crying the whole entire way from the car to the door. The one day that she didn't cry was the day that she took my hand and she led me up to the door like, Mom's coming to school with me. Then when it was time for me to say goodbye, she started crying. It definitely seems to be the separation part. I know how Tessie is. When my mom leaves the house, she cries too, usually. And she will cry as long as goodbyes are going on, but as soon as my mom pulls out of the driveway, she stops crying instantly. So I figured that's how it was with Tessie, and I'd asked and they said she stops crying pretty quickly. And today I had some paperwork, so I actually went by the office after they took her in, and within 10 seconds she'd stopped crying. So it is just that transition from car to inside the school that is a little bit tough right now. One day this week she even cried when she was leaving school. So I think it's just, for some reason, transitions are hard for some of us. And that transition for her is particularly hard, and I'm hoping we kind of ease into it and she is used to it very soon, because it's sad and I feel horrible for her, but I also know that she wants to go, she wants to be there, she's obviously having fun. I guess it's just hard to say goodbye to Mom, especially when we've been together nonstop for 18 months. But I also love seeing how excited she is to go. Maggie loves school.
Hi. You're looking at yourself.
Mama, cheese.
What?
Cheese better.
Cheese picture, Maggie. Cheese. You don't have to press the button. It's going.
Button, please.
You don't need to press the button. It's going.
She talks about it constantly. She asks over and over again if she's going to go. She calls it Heart School. She really seems to want to take Sadie with her. She keeps asking, Sadie Heart School? And I'm like, Sadie goes to Sadie's school. Sadie can't go to Heart School with you. And she's like, Sadie, Heart School, which to me is really sweet. She has also started riding in the back seat of the car in Sadie's seat because I only have the two girls when I drive. And so Tessie's in the middle row and Maggie's in the back row, and she's sitting in a regular seatbelt. And she stays in her seat because she knows that if she gets out of her seatbelt, I am going to have her sit in her seat with a harness. And she's perfectly capable of getting out of that harness now, even though the thing is like, it goes behind the seat to fasten so that she's not supposed to be able to get out of it, but she has super flexible joints just like all of us. And so she's able to like reach her arm over and all the way back and unhook the latches, which is also amazing motor planning skills that she's got. So we already kind of knew that because of all the things that she's done forever. But yeah, she's been staying in her seat. The funny thing is I'm okay with her sitting just in her seatbelt without a buckle buddy, which is like a plastic thing that goes over the seatbelt so that you have to have a key or something thin to insert through the slats to undo the buckle. She's driven without it several times now. She has not gotten out of her seat a single time, but she asks me to put the buckle buddy on. And if I don't, because it's kind of tricky to do in the back seat and it's hard to get to, especially with the middle seat and the amount of space that's there. And so if I don't do it, she will keep asking. So she has been using the buckle buddy, but she doesn't really need it. It just seems to make her feel safer. She is still wearing her harness all the time, and that is because she asks for it. I told her teacher that it's completely fine for them to take it off, for them to encourage her taking it off, because I don't want her wearing it all the time. But it's something that seems to make her feel really, really secure. Honestly, I hadn't really thought about it until I saw a post by actually the Autistic OT, I believe, was who had it on Facebook, and it was talking about compression vests and how they can keep your ribs from growing properly. And then I started worrying about Maggie's because she wears that vest. She wears that harness so tightly. And for anyone who's new here, the harness is intended for the car. Sometimes we also use it when she goes on walks, because I have a thing I wear on my waist and she wears that, and then we're connected. So because she has a long history of running. Since COVID, that's gone way, way down. She's gotten way better at staying with us, but sometimes she does still run. And usually I give her a choice, and she wants to wear the harness. In the morning, as soon as she gets dressed, she asks to put it on. So I'm trying to find that balance of how much is good to wear it, and encouraging her to take it off is something I've been doing, but it's also really hard because she wants that thing on. She likes how it feels, and she likes how it feels more than compression clothes. It obviously gives her a sort of compression that her body needs. We have to find a balance there. So Maggie's been doing really good. I love seeing pictures from her school of her class going on walks. Well, not really walks, going on rides where they all have tricycles, like big tricycles. It's really cool to see. That is what's new with Maggie. Next is Patrick. Patrick is in a new class.
Let's go this way, dude.
Why did you talk? Almost catfish. What?
He likes his teacher and the kids in his class. He's learning to read, and it is clicking now. Patrick really seems to be enjoying school, which is really awesome. James is in first grade.
Thought it was a lemon.
Definitely not a lemon.
James is really funny at school. He obviously enjoys it. He has a best friend whose phone number he now has, so that if anything COVID related happens, they can talk on the phone every day, so they never have to be separated again, which I love for him. I kept asking him if he needed to take a snack. He kept telling me no, that his class doesn't have snacks, and I said, are you sure you don't have snacks? And he says, I don't really know. I work so hard and I'm so focused on my work that I don't know. I can't tell you. And James, if you know James, you know he kind of talks like a little adult. When he was tested, he had a vocabulary that was basically maxed out. He uses words that are big. Or just words that are unusual. Like the other day he came in the kitchen and he said, Mother, I'm a little bit peckish. And I was like, peckish, huh? You're peckish. It just seems so funny for this little 6-year-old, so I don't know. I love his vocabulary, and I don't even know where he gets a lot of words. Anyways, so at the end of the week, a note came home from his teacher asking all the parents to please send their kids with snacks because they have snack time every day, and James had no recollection of having snack time because he was so busy, even though I'm sure he did. So I'm making sure every morning that he gets his snacks and puts them in his bag. And then there's Sadie. She is happy to be back in school. She's on student council.
Sister admires you for that.
Can you close her door?
Yeah, I will.
Like expelled or just suspended?
Like she can't go back.
And it looks like 7th grade is going to be a great year. So that is kind of everybody. The kids are at 4 different schools. It takes me 15 minutes to get to Maggie's school, and then from Maggie's school to Tessie's school it takes me half an hour, and then another half an hour to get home. So it is a lot of driving again, but it's worth it to know that everyone is in a school that's good fit and they're where they are supposed to be. My dream is still someday to have them at 1 or 2 schools instead of 4, but you do what you gotta do. So that is it. That is the update. I hope you enjoyed it. And if you like this video, please give it a thumbs up and hit subscribe. And I'll see you soon. Bye.